Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to the Oncoming Brainstorm.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Lewis. And today we are going to be talking about all of Chris Chibnall's episodes before he becomes showrunner this year in October in Series 11.
Yeah.
We are talking about Doctor Who, the Chibbers Marathon.
Yeah, we thought we'd go through each episode and review them individually and see what he's done as a writer and hopefully get an idea for what episodes in Series 11 will be like based on that.
Definitely. So the best place to start is at the beginning with 42, a Series 3 episode with good old Mr. David Tennant and Freema Agyeman as Martha Jones.
Agyeman?
Is it Agyeman?
I think it's Agyeman.
Is it Agyeman?
I think it's Agyeman.
Freema Agyeman.
Who cares? I think this is a good episode. It is an episode I liked a lot at the time, but then I went to rewatch it and I kind of noticed a few problems that pop up in it.
I used to think it was a bit of an underrated gem before I rewatched it, thinking, oh, that was great. When I was a kid, I loved it.
Yeah.
Going back, it's not aged that well.
No, and there are some ways like the plot is organised. Like there's just a lot going on in this story.
So the whole idea is that the 10th Doctor, Martha, land on this ship.
Yep.
From what I remember, they've got 42 minutes before it falls into a sun.
Yeah.
Because they're like mining off energy from the sun, from what I believe.
So it's a race against time to stop the ship going into the sun.
Yeah.
But before they can worry about that, there's a crew member who's being infected with the sun. He turns into a sun zombie.
Burn with me.
And before they can worry about that, they've got to deal with all these gates that are locked by trivia questions.
Pop quiz questions.
But before they can worry about that, there's like the Doctor that gets infected.
A lot of overacting from David Tennant.
It was a bit. And before you can worry about that, you got Martha and that crewmate who get thrown into the sun in an escape pod, and like you see, there's just so much going on and so much stuff mounting up as you watch it.
I quite like some bits of it. There's a lot of tension. I like the idea that Chibnall's kind of create this kind of real-time 42-minute format that we're playing it in real time, but it doesn't feel that real. Because when we're in a sci-fi story, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. I don't need the 42 aspect of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's quite nice and trying to do something different.
And there are some issues, like he tries to screw in a bit of crew drama, and like they're kind of getting antsy with each other, but there's just not enough time to actually really do that. Like, a lot of times it feels like it comes out of nowhere. A lot of the crew being like, "Oh, I hate you, always bossing me around." I'm like, really? Are you? I've been watching and I haven't noticed.
I haven't seen it, yeah. It's telling rather than showing, because it doesn't have enough time to play with it. And also, the villain in it is quite camp and hammy. Like, he's very kind of classic villain, just...
he just walks at them, and
there are a few grunts he makes as well, which are kind of comical. Like when he gets whacked over the head at one point, he's like, "Oh!" It's just kind of funny. I think Martha's really good in this episode. I really appreciate her.
Sure.
I think she's underappreciated.
Yeah, Martha's a great companion. I think Tennant's generally quite good.
He's good. There are a few moments where he's talking so damn fast that I'm like, dude, what are you saying in that story?
There are some things I like in this, like when Martha gets put in the escape pod that's gonna go into the sun, and Tennant just up and gets on his suit and goes out, into space with the sun like so close to them, just to pull the release lever and get his friend back.
But there's just complete silence, and when he's saying, "I'll save you," but you can't hear it.
Oh yeah, that bit earlier when he's like looking out at Martha going away, and he's like...
The things I do remember about this story is that it kind of puts the Doctor in a vulnerable situation, and also the cinematography is quite striking. A lot of orange and reds.
The sun looks pretty good.
Yeah, and the setting of the ship reminds me a lot of Firefly, because
very gritty.
Like Serenity, the ship, because a lot of ships we see in the Moffat era are very clean, clinical, a bit very kind of 80s sci-fi, like Star Trek, the Enterprise.
Well, here is the same kind of look we got from like the Saturn Pit.
Yes, very gritty, quite realistic, and feels urban.
So with the episode, you do just have quite a lot going on. Like you've got that quiz thing, and it's hard to get invested in each individual element because so many elements are introduced. So it comes off a bit cluttered. Like maybe he just taken some of the ideas and cut out others.
I think the evil sun is probably enough. And the burn with me guy.
Yeah.
So
Didn't need everything else.
probably not, no.
The one thing I think everybody gets annoyed about this episode is the whole fuel dump thing. Like, the Doctor talks to the Captain a lot of times in the episode. He's like, is there any reason why this is all happening? Is there anything that you've done bad? And she's like, no, I haven't done anything bad. And he asks her a bunch of times. And then at the end of the episode, she's actually something like, oh, by the way, we suffered enough illegal fuel. I'm like, wait, what? Why didn't you mention this earlier? Like,
yeah, it's holding information back from the audience just for the sake of it for a big reveal later.
Yeah, and then they just dump the fuel, and some of the Sun's like, alright,
Yeah, well, I'll let you go.
peace late.
Peace, bruh.
Honestly, of his episodes, I think this is one of the weaker ones. But yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same 6.5. It's fun, but forgettable story.
Mm-hmm.
So not a great start, but decent.
Not bad.
Not bad. So there we go. That was 42. What are your guys' thoughts on 42? Can you remember the story? Is it a particular favourite of yours? Let us know.
Yep.
And join us next time for, is it the Silurian two-parter? Yeah.
The Hungry Earth and...
It's Cold Blood. So, see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Just gotta go for it.
Actually, you can move that there and then it's in arm's reach. I'm my lazy boy.
Boy, you got it. Careful. Just got you drinking tea now.
Oh, hello, I didn't see you there.